short film from filmmaker Gabriel Sheets. The film was inspired by their own experience in the LGBTQ community, and you can catch it on Saturday, July 29th at 4 p.m. And here to join us live now is Gabriel. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on this showcase, having your film being on display. Why don't we first chat about the inspiration for the film?
Well, I'm a member of the LGBTQ community, and I have transgender friends. The film is about a transgender teenager who is trying to reconnect with their estranged father by helping him repair his old Chevy Nova. And right now, I think for viewers watching, I'm sure they know that all across the country, the transgender community is being persecuted in American homes, American schools, American state houses especially. And I mean, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, over half of transgender children report having suicidal thoughts, 30% report making a suicide attempt. So I think now more than ever, we need stories that represent these kids, that represent these people, and that validate their experiences.
Of course, so everyone and little kids, no matter who's watching, knows that they're not alone. It's a hard story to tell, and one thing that I know for you specifically, St. Louis Cinema and their continued support has been pivotal in your career.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been filmmaking since I was like 6 years old, and you know, throughout that process, I've been working on a lot of sets in St. Louis, and you know, making my own projects. And I first got into the showcase with an older film of mine at 15 years old. And every step along the way, Cinema St. Louis has been incredibly supportive of not just me, but you know, the environment that they provide for local filmmakers is great, and particularly for filmmakers from minority communities, whether it be LGBTQ filmmakers or filmmakers of color. You know, I know the people who run Cinema St. Louis personally, and have had the pleasure of knowing them from being in the festival now, and I know how much it means to them to empower the next generation of filmmakers, and how much they understand that the strengths of storytelling, the strengths of filmmaking, in making, you know, an impact on society it comes from diverse voices. So, you know, I'm very grateful to Cinema St. Louis, not only for empowering and emboldening filmmakers like myself to make films, you know, that take risks, but also, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Yes, well, that's beautiful. That's also something that they're focusing on, that representation all around. So for you specifically, what are you most looking forward to about this showcase?
Well, I think the biggest, you know, cinema is really a celebration of, like I was talking about, voices, diverse voices, and getting different perspectives. So I think the big thing for me as a filmmaker is getting not only to see other films, but getting to meet other filmmakers, which I think is what I was getting to earlier, which is the environment that Cinema St. Louis provides is, you know, it fosters such a strong community for filmmakers in St. Louis.
Yes, of course. And we have been highlighting different filmmakers all week long, and just seeing the variety of it, from a powerful, inspiring story to a horror film. It really seems like they're coming together, though, with one commonality, and that's really what's beautiful about this community and the arts, and really St. Louis's emphasis on the arts. So thank you so much, Gabriel, for joining us. And remind us, when can we see your film?
So the film is screening Saturday, July 29th at 4 p.m.
Saturday, July 29th at 4 p.m. You are not going to want to miss it. It's a story that comes from the heart. Thank you for taking that risk, being powerful, and sharing your story. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.